Valko was framed. A complete timeline. Now, I'm making this video as more like a time capsule so we never forget the events that happened or occurred. I try to include as much relevant information from what I could have gathered and took out anything that was it doesn't matter, okay? We have 74 tabs to go through. It's going to take a while, but I read 60% of everything. I don't know what to say to that. Okay, listen. And this is how it all started, okay? I've seen enough. Donald Trump, I don't know who this is. A Chinese game called Love and Deepspace is stealing information through users' devices. Please look into it. Now, this is exactly what happened with Valko was framed, but on the Chinese side. Because some toxic Chinese antis said, hey, Xi Jinping, I think Love and Deepspace hates China. By the way, Valko hates women. He's ugly. And most importantly, he looks gay. That's right. You should go check it out. And that's what the state did. Which led to the Ministry of Public Services or Security News Media Center to release this statement on their official Weixin account. You see the little verify there. Addressing Valko directly. As I said before, it is just going to be a a brief overview. Well, brief overview of everything that happened for Valko was framed, okay? So buckle in. We got a lot to cover. So this was the start of everything, pretty much. TLDR. Guys, Xiao Hongshu has got wind of Valko was framed. Talking about it trending high in the US. Maybe to escalate it. So for those who don't know, lads, maybe you're watching this in 2 years from the future. Valko was framed, came after Bring Back Valko, I believe. I think it was Bring Back Valko or Bring Valko Back, and then eventually we got Valko was framed as we had more information about the situation in China, as things spiraled out of control, with people speculating about collusion with Tencent, blah, blah, blah. We don't know, okay? We know, we don't know. Again, all of this is all speculation. Seeing haters on Reddit were making big fuss about how many comments they have on Valko posts. But if you go and look, 90% of the comments were just this. They'll comment something and then reply themselves, sometimes over 200 times. The exact same sentence. They want you to think they're bigger in numbers than they are by being very loud. Comparison, when you go into posts about liking Valko on Reddit and Instagram, people are having genuine conversations. Keep talking about it, keep making noise. You are not in the minority. Now, if you watch my Chinese government statement on Valko, I make a little brief macro events, everything that transpired. We will get more into the actual details of events in a later post. But TLDR, Love and Deepspace released a teaser of Valko, and it was ratioed to oblivion with hate comments. But it was a lot of spam accounts like this, okay? It was like the same account replying to the same comment to the same thing over and over and over and over again. Eventually, I do believe that the internet police, whatever, right? The Weibo, the Xiaohongshu, the Red Notes, the administrator or something, they ban all these kind of accounts. Or they suspended them or something. Okay. Now here's a little brief, some terms to know, okay? The fan circle playbook. Fanghuan. This behavior isn't normal for ordinary Chinese citizens. It's a specific tactic imported from idol celebrity fan circles. Organized groups have perfected the art of Jubao, mass reporting. They coordinate thousands of accounts to flood government hotlines, regulatory portals with false complaints. They know if that they make enough noise, they can trigger an official review. It's a weaponized strategy, and it works. The nuclear fear, licenses, and censorship. This is the part Western players often miss. China game licenses, ISBNs, are incredibly hard to get, can be revoked instantly if regulators deem a game socially harmful. When a government ministry like Public Security issues a public condemnation, even based on a lie, the studio doesn't have the luxury of fact-checking or fighting back. They have 48 hours to comply, or they risk the entire game shutting down in their home market, which is 60% of their revenue. So, a lot of people think that Infold had a knee-jerk reaction to the haters, and in the West, none of this fucking made sense when it happened. But if you read this, then you understand why it happened. Why they had a knee-jerk reaction. Because the authorities in China, if I had to say it directly, they rule on fear, right? So everyone is scared of what Big Uncle Xi is gonna do to them. So they take zero chances. They don't take risks. It's not a risk-taking country, okay? You just play it safe. Playing it safe is usually the best move in Asia. For even Japan, China, and Korea, for social status, reputation, whatever. Playing it safe is always the better outcome in the long term and in the short term. Also, on a side note, if you play World of Warcraft, you play Genshin, the Chinese, they regulate all the games. Like in the Skeletons, World of Warcraft, they're censored. They're not completely bones because I believe complete skeletons or superstitions in China is considered bad luck or something. So all the skeleton enemies in World of Warcraft, they actually have some flesh. In Genshin, I think they censored some of the clothing. But I don't play Genshin, I don't know. But I heard something about that. Employee safety is a real physical threat. Yes, reports can be anonymous. Most major official platforms like 12377, I don't know what that is, Internet Reporting Center allow you to submit reports without revealing your identity. However, anonymity comes with a catch. Anonymous reports often don't trigger a formal response or follow-up. While regulators are supposed to keep your info confidential, enforcement is inconsistent. Later, there's going to be videos of some potential attacks on Infold. As most people already know, they know cow dung was sent. They know death threats were sent, and these flowers representing death were also sent to the office. They were disguised actually as deliveries, and you open it up and it's full of cow shit, right? Why isn't this regulated better? There are 3 core reasons. The volume is overwhelming. In 2025, China recorded 223 million reports of online illegal or harmful content. Regulators are flooded, making it nearly impossible to verify each one manually. Anonymous water armies are hard to trace. Organized groups use anonymous accounts and professional, I believe that says water armies to launch coordinated attacks. They also use insider jargon that looks innocent to outsiders but is inflammatory to the target audience. So dog whistles, basically. Companies are terrified of regulators. As mentioned before, game licenses can be revoked instantly. When a regulator issues a statement, even based on a lie, companies have no time to fact check. They must comply immediately to survive. Okay. And as I shown earlier with this article, right? So China's lawful system or whatever, they value quote-unquote social harmony. This probably doesn't make sense to a Western mind if you don't know about the origins of things like legalism, or you never read stuff like Romance of the Three Kingdoms. But if you have, then you kind of understand it. Let's go back. Mentioned before, gamer licenses can be revoked instantly when a regulator issues a statement, even based on a lie. Okay, blah blah. Why do the bullies get away with it? No accountability for false reports. Regulations say, I think this is Jubao. Jargon, or Jubao, I can't read Chinese, must be truthful, but there's almost no enforcement against those who file false reports. Cost of lying is effectively zero. Platforms don't explain their decisions. True, just like Twitch. When content is removed, the affected parties receive little to no explanation. Victims don't know who reported them or why, making it impossible to appeal. So this is why Infold is pretty much censoring everything. The government will not tell them what to remove, I'm assuming. So they're just gonna play it safe. They're gonna, fuck Valko, fuck the numerology. Let's remove the chapters, blah 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 blah. We have no idea where they're gonna hit us. So let's just remove everything. Even the coming soon. That's why you see info pretty much scrubbing everything from the entire game, because nothing is explicitly said, right? Capacity protects the abuser. This entire system creates a weaponized reporting environment. This process is so opaque that the targets of these attacks can't fight back or seek justice. Plus, there's too many reports, and they're all anonymous, most of them anyways. So who are you gonna target, right? Regulators don't have to respond to anonymous reports. Since anonymous reports don't require a formal reply, regulators can act on information without ever engaging with the reporter. This creates a perfect shield for the bullies. I would say a similar situation is maybe like swatting. For some reason, we never, like, anyone, if someone has your address, they can just call up and be like, hey, there's someone in their basement. Okay, bye. It's anonymous, right? You send a SWAT team and it's just like a fucking Twitch YouTuber. Like, what the fuck? You see what I'm saying? So now we have some foundation for us to keep going. You can do it. I think my memory is fucked up for my computer. Explanation how water armies work. See. Modern Chinese water armies, Shuijun, don't use server scripts. Firewalls catch those instantly. Instead, they use physical device farms, warehouses filled with thousands of real cheap smartphones, each running a real SIM card and authentic app code, to automated security filters so traffic looks 100% real, like a normal mobile user. I'm pretty sure when people buy fake YouTube likes and stuff, it's always like these Chinese or Indian farms. And China is known for gold farming and World of Warcraft and RuneScape, all of these MMOs, right? So they definitely have their infrastructure for these water armies quite easily, more than anyone else. So I would assume water armies are a super prevalent thing in China. How do they bypass citizen ID verification gates? They don't use fake names, they use identity crowdsourcing. Ringleaders buy bulk lists of real leaked citizen data from low security local storefronts. Even more commonly, they pay micro bounties to real everyday citizens and private group chats to register accounts under their own IDs and hand the logins over. Because every account is tied to a real living human, they slide right under the government's legal radar. So like in America, we have like identity theft. When you go up to a homeless person and you ask them for all your information, please fill out this form. That's how Americans do it. Over there, I'm guessing it's like your grandma and grandpas in the countryside, which have a government thing. So all of these water armies are using the IDs of old people or like mentally ill people in China, I'm assuming, right? The highest tier doesn't even use macros. It's a gig economy hit. A rival corporation funds a campaign, and coordinators post bounties on private job boards. Go to this Love and Deepspace thread, paste this accusation, and hit mass report. Earn 0.5 RMB. How much is that? 74 cents. Great. Thousands of real people type with their own fingers across different cities and home IP addresses. There's no central server code for the government to easily block. It is a massive game of whack-a-mole. This is exactly why Infold had to go dark on June 30th. It takes months of data auditing to sort through 1 million real ID signatures and prove which ones are paid competitor trolls. However, we are very likely don't need to worry about Valko anymore. The head of the Chinese government media gave Infold the green light to bring back Valko. I don't know where the source of this is. Also, these articles are Infold's way of talking to us while respecting their government and laying low. This is why Valko's return will take some time, but I would be absolutely shocked if they don't reintroduce him. True. I also am of the opinion that they most likely will reintroduce him once they're cleared. Okay? They need time for this, I'm assuming. That's my positive position. And this is why you shouldn't worry about supposed toxic fans harassing them into submission, because now the government knows those are false reports. What Info needs from us right now is to financially support them, to keep investors from potentially panicking and pulling their funds, which is one reason why one article and possibly the other ones I haven't read focus on economics, and for us to remain calm, spread positivity, and not engage with negative posts. Also, here are some search terms. You can look up where I got my information, blah, blah. You can just pause the video, look it up there. Okay. Oh, shit. Give me a second. Whew. Wow. Well, got a long ways to go. Now, here's some things that happen on the ground, okay? That's why we don't have Valko. Okay, so look at this.
空想翻篇只能用行动证明。8日，一女向恋爱手游《恋与深空》诱发道歉声明，给所有玩家造成了极大困扰，深感自责。对本次暴露的问题
So for context, when Valko dropped, okay, we're gonna look. There's gonna be a lot of information later, but there was like over 112 media outlets or something allegedly, right? Like reporting how pretty much slandering Valko and Info Games.
诚恳接受各界批评和指正，绝不推诿，并表示没有任何借口，唯有深刻反思，直面自。
So they took every like physical interaction and re-edited the video to make it look like he was some sort of like physical abuser.
推诿，并表示没有任何借口，唯有深刻反思，直面自身问题，主动承。
See, look at that! Holy shit!
自身问题。
And they sped it up too.
主动承担责任，将以对历史的敬畏、对民族情感的守护、对中华文化的传承为标尺，全面开展人员培训和自查自纠。事件发酵已半个多月，自查自纠仍是将来时。这道歉是文字上走个过，玩家真空毫以此游戏或停止试。
I think you guys get it, okay? So now you might be saying, well, that looks kind of AI, but you can see the verified thing by the profile. So people are saying that in China they use AI videos of their news reporters to use on their short form content, and I am willing to believe that actually. Now I don't know personally myself. I'm not Chinese and I don't use like Weibo and stuff, but it would make sense to me that China would be using that kind of stuff, right? And in a way it's kind of effective because instead of just like posting random images or whatever, you just have an AI whatever your announcer, right? And you could just post news as it happens on your short form content and farm the likes or reviews or whatever. Wouldn't be surprised. Scrolled on Weibo, saw this news clip. This is why we don't have Valko. Look how they're portraying it. Purposely cut the clips to make it look like he was forcing himself on the main character. It is messed up. Not official article. Blah blah. Point out the game only has 1.4 stars, so it must be on full in the comments. So there you go. So, this is a official statement from Paper Games. They were forced to make a official statement legally for some stuff, some accusations like consumer fraud, etc., etc. We will look at this later, but I just want you to take note of this, okay? And here we have the big juicy stuff. Okay, the big juicy stuff right here. Consumer, this is like this person has a complete timeline of everything. It's like detective level stuff. It's crazy. Absolutely insane. I need burp. It's not coming out. The escalating controversy, okay? 1. Consumer dissatisfaction. Players express dissatisfaction over new character announcement. Beijing News Consumer Rights. Beijing News reports on consumer rights and complaints. Beijing News Women's Safety. Focus shifts to women's safety and related concerns. China topic packaging. China packages the issue as a trending topic. China woman-focused platform amplifies and legitimizes the narrative. Guangming Daily adds authority and moral framing. Provincial media outlets replicate and expand the coverage. Issue becomes a national-wide public discussion. Infold responds. We go back to right here, number 1. Look. Right here, number 1. This is the official response, right? Different controversies merge. Multiple issues are combined into one narrative. Refuses to admit fault. Narrative shifts to accusing Infold of refusing to take responsibility. Corporate values. Debate expands to question Infold's corporate values and ethics. Cancellation. Calls for boycotts, blah, blah, blah. Cancellation is enough. Number 1. Reconstructing the controversy surrounding Valko. Part 1. This controversy did not begin as a historical or political issue. The earliest confirmed article from a news outlet focused on consumer dissatisfaction rather than nationalism or historical trauma. After Valko was announced on June 22nd, many existing players pushed back on the following points, adding a 6th male protagonist after years of promoting the game as centered around 5. I believe this is false, by the way. Concerns that resources allocated, right, because you know more than Infold, to existing characters would decrease, increased spending burden, insufficient explanation to paying users. The June 24th article, Xinjing Bao Beijing News, reported over 1 million comments, that's a lot, holy shit, and thousands of formal complaints submitted to consumer platforms. As we already seen, the Zhubao, or the water armies, right, coordinated attacks. At this point, there were no discussions about A0731, which is a huge national trauma event, which will come out later. Women's safety or historical symbolism, evidence, I think is, Beijing News, June 24, 2026. Beijing News became the first identifiable editorial source. Beijing News did not conclude its coverage with the initial article, but continued to cover the issue through the same editorial team. Progression can be verified June 24th. Reporter, editor, combine the words. Theme, pushback from consumers, morning of June 28th. Writer, editor, Wu Longzhen, theme, consumer rights, and 6 questions for Infold. So Wu Longzhen is farming the shit out of Valko, basically. Evening of June 28th. Xu Meilin, women's safety and letting the wolf into the house. Xu Meilin. This demonstrates editorial continuity across the series of articles. However, at this stage, collaboration with external parties cannot yet be proven. Part 3. The first major shift in the core argument. Commentary article published on the evening of June 28th marked a turning point. The claims shifted as follows from consumers are not being respected to this game romantically depicts acts that violate women's personal boundaries. And remember the earlier video, right? On how they edited that. This article established the following logical structure: letting the wolf into the house, violating personal boundaries, women living alone, women's safety, entertainment, legal boundaries. Okay. Of course, they assume that MC is living alone, but it doesn't matter because in the video she's alone, right? So they're ass blasting, slandering some bullshit. This became the basic template, repeated across numerous platforms afterward, including AI-generated videos and posts from commentary accounts. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. I'm gonna translate these through image, okay? Give me a second. But when I said we have a lot to go through, I was not joking. Okay? We're gonna look at the facts ourselves. Oh. What is this? Plaintiff. Shanghai deals with technology. I think that's Paper Games. Wait, what? Defendant? I think the plaintiff and defendant are switched, but I'm not sure. So I believe the translation is wrong. You can't see it. The translation is a bit off. I think defendant is Shanghai Diazu, right? But apparently, trademark infringement, trademark litigation, trademark, court. Jiangsu County, Shanghai County, all of these are different counties. The heck? So, June 4th. No. What the hell? February, March, April, May. Oh. Trademark infringement? Are people just like making up? People are just making up litigations towards Paper Games? That's crazy. There's 3 in March. That's like 8 or 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's like 7 in April, 2 in June, and then 1 on... Sorry, that's May. And then there's 1 on June 4th. What the hell? Okay. What else? English translation. Oh yeah. So this is the wolf keyword. Inviting the wolf into the house, letting danger into one's home. Woman's safety. Woman living alone. Violation of personal boundaries. Turning something into entertainment. Bottom line. Legal boundaries. Okay. And then these are all the news networks. And they all say the same thing. Right? Oh my god. This is crazy. It's so actually impressive how this user took a few key points and was able to aggregate all of them with what the media said together. It's actually kind of impressive. Now, let's see what this is. Let me translate this. Since I have a different tab, I'm just gonna... For reports published on Weibo, non-Weibo sections are temporarily excluded due to workload considerations, not reposted. Media selected from Weibo's timeline by day. Wait, is this a new Gossip Love and Deepspace survey on media participation? So are these all the articles and hits? So that says June 23rd, 8, 24th, 10, 25th, 6, 26th, 12, 27th, 5, 28th, 8. On the 29th, there was 41. On the 30th, 52. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. So I'm assuming the timeline by day at the bottom is the amount of articles about Love and Deepspace. Is that what I'm assuming? First tier is so fucking small, bro. It is so small. First tier, Central Media, National Authority, Media, 14 total. Oh my god, it just lists them out. It lists all of them out. Second tier, mainstream media, large news organizations. All of them are right here. And then local media, 22 companies. So there was 14 first tier central media that reported on this, 37 second tier, and 22 local tier. Which media outlets first published posts mentioning 731? The first Weibo post from the following 8 media outlets directly mentioned 731. June 29th, Juji City Media Coverage, Convergence Center. June 30th, Shanxi TV News. Legal Boundaries, June 30th. They just list everything out. What the fuck? This is crazy. Oh my god. There's more? The top is cropped off. What was this? 21st Century Business Herald published a total of 5 articles. There's 1 video from the DV Live event. China Business Journal 1 article. Total of 1 article by Chinese woman. China Woman's News 2 articles. Blah 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 blah. Guangming 1. Beijing Youth Daily 3. They aggregated every single slanderous post about Valko into this one list. This is fucking impressive. This is crazy, actually. Oh my god. Okay. Let's continue. Expressions in the article spread far beyond a single piece. Comparing the articles reveals that characteristic expressions are used repeatedly. The repeatedly used expressions include the following. Oh, I see. So these are the repeated expressions. More importantly, they appear... This is for image 2. More importantly, they appear in the same order. Many articles published later did not simply report the events, but followed nearly the same structure. For example, inviting the wolf into the house threatens woman's safety because the woman is living alone. It's a violation of personal boundaries. What is this one? I can't read Chinese. Okay, so basically, from top to bottom, this is the overall structure, from top to bottom, okay? TLDR. Subsequent coverage added the following contents, okay? 031. What is this? Taking a bath in a hot pot, the company responds admitting to the mistake. Oh. So this is why people speculate collusion, because all of the media outlets go in the same similar structure like this. And then they brought up 731, the hot pot. The company... What was it again? The company responds with the first letter we showed right here. And then unable to admit to their mistake. Yeah, admitting mistakes. The fact that the same order is repeated in this way is significant. Normally, investigative articles written independently of each other would show differences in structure and emphasis. Part 5. The number 73 media outlets should not be taken literally. The investigation confirmed multiple duplicate patterns. The list includes the following: original reporting, follow-up reports, editorials and commentaries, comment articles, reposts on platforms, summaries on Weibo, blah 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 blah. I'm assuming this goes in order too. For example, a flow like this: original article from Beijing Daily, Beijing Youth Daily, display on China, user repost. Ah, I see. In reality, even if there is only one original argument, it could appear as 4 different media reports. Therefore, the number of media names visible on the surface is considerably higher than the number of actual original editorial sources. Part 6. Separate issues gradually merged into a single controversy. Originally, issues like the 6 male protagonists, consumer rights, inviting Wolf into the house, 731, taking a bath in a hot pot. Okay, and overseas rumors were problematic, but after Infold issued a statement on June 29th, the media began treating them collectively. Ah, I see. So you slander them, then they have to release the paper, and then you use that paper as legitimacy as a legitimate tool, as they did the mistake and acting as if they made the mistake in the first place, but you just made shit up. I get it. Okay. The company's response unintentionally caused a unified structure that subsequent articles could easily cite. This explains why many articles published after June 29th unfolded with nearly the same structure and order. Moreover, this flow of reporting resulted in the widespread sharing of points that become focal points for criticism or attacks against Infold. The reason Infold's response couldn't end the controversy is that many articles reported without verifying the company's explanation, taking misunderstandings or rumors as premises. As a result, discussions shifted from the rights and wrongs of the 6 male protagonists to is Infold a trustworthy company, creating a situation favorable to anti-fans and competitors. Part 7. Even after Valko's cancellation, pressure from the media did not end. Even after Valko's cancellation, commentaries from multiple media outlets argued that canceling the character alone was insufficient. This shows that the controversy had expanded beyond the initial conflict over the game's content. Holy fuck. Holy shit. Oh my god. Okay. Part 8. Investigation results regarding stakeholders and journalists. The investigation revealed a journalist who reportedly appears in multiple articles. Is there an English one for this? Tencent, Arcstore Games, Silent Whispers. Weibo. Okay, I'm gonna translate this real quick, okay? A journalist who repeatedly appears in multiple articles, okay? Wu Meilin, she was referenced earlier, verified facts. Wrote a commentary article on consumer rights, wrote a commentary article on women's safety, lacked knowledge about the game content and worldview of Love and Deepspace. Her significance lies in her editorial influence. This is why Wu Longzhen handled the first article, served as the editor for subsequent commentary articles, She serves as an editorial link connecting the series of reports by Xijing Bao, Beijing News, I believe. There is no evidence indicating ties to competing companies. Wu Liang, she's a reporter for the 21st Century Business Herald. She mainly summarized Info's responses rather than adversarial commentary. They should be classified as industry reporting. It has been publicly confirmed that Tencent has conducted marketing campaigns on Weibo to push topics onto trending lists. Now, the crazy thing to me is that this person is Japanese. So, like, did they deduce this by themselves on the internet, by themselves, of China, and they're Japanese? It's crazy to me. How did they do this? There are two methods. The method of directly purchasing trending thoughts. Posts would carry a PR label. The method of indirectly pushing topics into trending lists. Even with paid promotion, the PR label may be hard to distinguish. If a sufficient number of people search for a repost and discuss the topic, it can naturally trend even if initial momentum was funded. Huh? What, has halted? Oh, okay. What has been confirmed, Tencent has previously utilized this type of Weibo marketing for its own games, dramas, and esports events. Additionally, Tencent has no official marketing partnership with Weibo. Furthermore, Tencent provides marketing and advertising services to Arco Games. Maybe I should just call them that. Okay. Let me translate this. Here it is. Tencent-related companies and flow of media dissemination conceptual diagram. This diagram is a conceptual diagram illustrating relationships and flow of information. It does not prove involvement or cooperation. Again, this is all speculation, but I mean, it is an interesting speculation. So we have Tencent, marketing business, Arcstar Games, got that song Whispers. Contract commercial relationship with Weibo. They do? They have that with Weibo? Strategic partnership promotional cooperation Weibo. Topic promotion algorithm diffusion. Platform diffusion phase. The popularity of keywords related to love and Deepspace is increasing. Beijing Daily reported as consumer rights issue. China Weibo, a Japanese social network, a Chinese probably, is a trending topic packaging as a woman's safety issue. China Woman publisher issues reports on women's safety. Guangming Daily expanding values and it's expanding. Okay, I'm assuming it's saying it's expanding the issue as a value and social issue, expanding into a nationwide debate, spread of public opinion, social discussion phase. So it goes top down. So what this person is implying or guessing or deducing is that Tencent is, because everyone knows publicly that Tencent has what, like 17% stake into Arcstar Games. What their relationship behind the curtain, nobody knows except them, right? But this person is claiming that Tencent works as marketing and advertising for Arcstar Games, and they use their influence with Weibo to platform diffusion phase. So I'm guessing all the words related to Love and Deepspace, right? Basically, they hijacked the tag and made all the information top down to where the public, so the last phase is the public like talking. It explodes at the last phase, right? But everything is like a top down funnel to build authority and to like slowly trickle down into a national discussion, basically. Now, I'm sure there's someone smarter than me who can like simplify this more. After reading all of this is the first time I'm reading it. So honestly, I would have to like think way more about it to like finalize or like concretely understand it, right? So what's this? The legend? Confirm business relationships and partnerships. Oh, so even the lines have, okay. So confirmed business relationships and partnerships. So Tencent has a confirmed marketing publishing business with Arcstar Games, and they have a strategic partnership promotional cooperation with Weibo. So this is confirmed. Business, why is this so small? Business partnerships. What? Business partnerships and commercial relationships is the yellow one. Business partnership. So I'm assuming this is the yellow right here. Business partnerships and commercial relationships. Okay, so I'm guessing this is all stemming from Tencent, right? So the red is diffusion mechanism on the platform. Green is observed media coverage trends. Development into social discussion. So the colors have meaning. So the gray lines is just like the process from 1, 2, 3, like from left to right, like 1 to 10, basically. A to Z. Things to note, this diagram organizes the relationships and flow of information based on publicly available information, news reports, and company announcements. There is no evidence to suggest that any particular company manipulated or directed media coverage. True. There is a chance all of this happened organically as well, as I said before in my past video. But it is interesting. Now, there is also the idea that Tencent did this, but they didn't expect it to blow up so hard. Now, do I believe that? Not really. If they did this, they probably knew that it could end up like this. So, if they did intentionally do this, the worse it gets for them in their mind. In their mind, they probably think the worse it gets for Info, the better for them anyways. But is it really better when the government is gonna ban all your Ultimate games? I don't know, right? And as I said before, I don't even think Silent Whispers, they have a game with Tencent yet. They're still probably making the game with Tencent. Or they're making the game and they're trying to get Tencent's approval or something, if they're colluding. But at the same time, I don't think Tencent gives a fuck about Silent Whispers or Archosaur games. Okay? Please use this diagram as a reference material for research and understanding. Oh, holy shit. I understand more and nothing at the same time. Okay. Okay. Tencent marketing. Weibo topic promotion algorithm. Ads, keywords, gain visibility. Beijing news, China topic, China woman, Guangming national discussion. Blue yellow equals documented business relationships. Green gray equals observed media chronology. This illustrates context only and does not prove coordination. True. Is that part 3? We're on to part 4, baby. Part 10. Part 10. Evidence of information reuse across media. The investigation confirmed evidence that the same sources of information were repeatedly reused. The identified characteristics include the following: identical keywords, identical paragraph order, repeated identical rhetorical structures, identical screenshots, direct quotes across media, reposts on platforms, repeated use of the same moral framework. So, what they're insinuating is that they basically gave like a package to all of the media outlets to go line for line, right? This indicates that many articles published afterward were derived from existing articles rather than independent investigations. During this period, when the game began to be associated with a negative image, when fans searched for keywords related to Love and Deepspace on Weibo or Douyin, Weibo was intentionally displaying Silent Whispers. Additionally, it was structured to carefully select easy-to-understand articles that emphasized the differences between the two, creating a contrast that portrayed Infold as a bad company, leading viewers to think that way. This could be due to algorithms, but considering that Weibo topics can be purchased, it's possible that competitors paid a small amount for marketing purposes, just enough to buy topics without drawing attention. After that, as interested general consumers or entities continue to search for related keywords, the topic would remain at the top. Part 11, conclusion. Controversy surrounding Valko originally began as a real conflict between fans and consumers, but was later reconstituted. How do you say this? Reconstituted as issues concerning women's safety, historical matters, and Infold's corporate values. The repeated reposting, editing, and redistribution of a small number of original articles created a situation that made it appear as though more independent media outlets were reporting on it than was actually the case. The evidence reveals a clear pattern of intentional amplification of information through the same editorial frameworks and redistribution by media. Moreover, these methods make it difficult to identify definite evidence of paid PR posts or organized promotions. True, while simultaneously creating an environment that corners the competitor. If you have additional information you'd like to contribute, please feel free to share. Holy shit. This girl is crazy in a good way. I need you to become my senator, to be honest. Like, holy shit. I think that's everything. Oh, wait. There's one more. Oh. Update additional reposts of evidence. Today I found a Bilibili post by a creator conducting a similar investigation, but using a broader data set. While my report focused mainly on Weibo and official media articles, their analysis also verifies posting times. What the fuck? Activities of accounts with large follower accounts and the spread of topics. Additionally, I'm grateful to a friend who provided supplementary background information on a growing social concern in China in recent years regarding women's rights and safety. This uproar expanded primarily due to convergence of the following three factors. Actual user dissatisfaction with the addition of Valko, the social backdrop of heightened interest in women's rights and safety, which created a situation where the phrase inviting the wolf into the house could spread rapidly. Concentrated online dissemination driven by similar posts from accounts with large follower counts. Repeated identical phrasing across media outlets and platform recommendation displays. It can be confirmed that mechanisms and business foundations already exist to boost the visibility of topics. Given Tencent's past marketing initiatives on Weibo and its long-term commercial relationships with Weibo and Arcosar, developer of Silent Whispers. Long-term commercial partnerships may also influence which content receives greater exposure and support on platforms. Taken together, the repeated media phrasing, concentrated posting timings, platform recommendation displays, and all the evidence presented so far reveal a mechanism by which specific claims can gain momentum and shape public opinion even without conspicuous direct intervention. Now, all of this is translated, so reading it the first time is going to be a little hectic, but I'm sure if you actually think about it for a sec, it will be clear, right? Taken together, the repeated media phrasing, so everything they said, platform recommendation displays, all evidence present so far, it reveals that the system, a system where a certain narrative can snowball and shape the perception of the public is what this is basically saying, okay? Moreover, all the information outlined up to this point serves as evidence that claims from the anti-faction, from the toxic antis, while appearing to spread naturally on the surface, can be indirectly supported and amplified, and that those who stand to benefit from such a situation have no need to take overt actions themselves. So basically saying, you can fuck the system and nobody can tell or notice because it looks also naturally organic. And that is a good point. And I am going to try to throw this into Google Translate, okay? Ah, what a day. What a day. Due to technical limitations, the data scraped may not be comprehensive. Love and Deepspace, oh my god, Love and Deepspace, 731, related content. 731, Insult Smarter, 731. If you were a smart person, Love and Deepspace, 731, 731, 731, 731, 731, 731, Shanghai stock. 731, 731, 731, 731. Severely punished, Love and Deepspace, 731. So just on this page alone is 28 articles about Love and the censored part is like the personal numbers, right? Number of what? Number of fans, I would assume that's followers. 13,000, 29,000. So this is aggregating data from content creators. I'm assuming content creators on Weibo and Xiaohongshu, just like reporting on the Valko situation. It's like if this person took the data from every YouTube video that was LARPing. It's like they took data from the people who never played Love in Deepspace that made a video about Love in Deepspace and compiled it all together. And they all say the same thing, right? It's actually how scary this works. Because if you look at all the LARPing Love in Deepspace videos by all the other content creators that don't play Love in Deepspace, they all say the same thing, that the supposedly 10 cent like slander package was sold, right? This is allegedly, we have no idea. But someone, okay, so there's two possibilities. This was a hit piece that someone intentionally did. Maybe not 10 cent, but somewhere on the Weibo chain list, this happened, right? So something artificial became organic, basically. And then there's the second possibility, that everybody is just copying what everyone else said, right? Which is probably true, right? Jesus Christ. And it also has the publication times, all the links, and the original country, and where they're from. What a time to be alive. Damn. I don't know what this is. I would like to make a point. Okay. I think this person learned Chinese as a second or third language. I would like to add a point. I believe one of the reasons the case has become such a major uproar and the growing interest in women's rights in China in recent years, the fact that the incident caused great shock and sadness to many people, dissatisfaction with the judicial decisions in those cases. Therefore, many people are extremely sensitive to expressions and actions that could be perceived as disrespectful or disparaging towards women. Furthermore, I believe that the fact that some media outlets and information providers paid attention to this situation and gave it even more attention may have been one of the reasons why this controversy escalated. The above is purely my personal opinion. They're saying that China has lots of like sexist, because the incel femcel situation is super bad in China, and like there are videos of like Chinese girls just being hit in public and stuff, right? And obviously this is probably in rural areas, because China is a huge place. So like if you go, like I lived in Beijing and Shanghai, if you go to like the quote-unquote developed, like Shenzhen, if you go to the like developed countries, right? Not countries. If you go to the developed cities, the more quote-unquote civil they act. But since China is such a huge country, they always have, and also because of the quick economic growth of from like, because they had a famine, right? From poor to rich in like 20 or something years, you still have a lot of people in China that act really, what's the word? Stupid. They have no manners, right? So there's like the younger people of China have manners, but there's some people from the rural side, etc., they don't. And because of that, you have these incidents, these violent acts against women, etc. So I think this person is saying because of the femcel incel situation in China, this topic got more controversy, more attention because of those past incidents, basically. All right, cool. Well, goddamn. Thread, as confirmed by CNN Native, state media commentaries acts as a direct warning of incoming government bans. To that end, that's it then. This is what caused the Valko was being recognized by state media. So again, as I showed earlier, because of all of this, right? First, I'm going to show you this. let's see Paper Games' official response about everything that happened. Solemn statement. Recently, we have noticed many discussions circulating online regarding the game and promotional content of Love and Deepspace. We sincerely apologize for any misunderstandings and negative experiences this may have caused. Thank you for your continued attention, and we will humbly accept opinions from all parties going forward. To avoid such content affecting the game experience of our players, we would like to clarify and explain these issues here. The date dispute in the depths of world, harmony with the world. Is this the world underneath? We received feedback from players that there was potentially misleading number in happiness with the world update on April 21st. So it is a 731 thing. We took this seriously and immediately conducted an internal investigation. It has been confirmed that the number is a fictitious date, as it is a placeholder with no real meaning. It was not disguised in any way. We fully understand the potential misunderstanding this random number could cause, and will complete the online correction as quickly as possible today. So I will go over this real quick. Unit 731 was a covert biological and chemical warfare research unit of the Imperial Japanese Army. In China from 1936 to 1945, it conducted horrific human experiments, including... Okay, so basically, Love and Deepspace has themes of human experimentation, and one of the dates, like the fictional dates in the game, was like, what is it? July 31st, which is 731, right? And the crazy antis took that number and then made Valko anti-China and said Infold was like propagating some sort of like anti-China message or whatever. They hate China, blah, blah, blah. That's basically it, okay? The issue revealed a lack of sensitivity among some members of the production team. We will strengthen training to prevent similar situations from recurring. We will also further improve our internal review mechanism, paying attention to every detail to ensure the quality of online content. Number 2, controversies arising from some marketing copy. Promotional material released on June 25th. Marking 3 days into the live stream, the phrase taking a bath in a hot pot was criticized for its suggestive content. Reality, this text was a teaser for upcoming Homestead Kitchen update gameplay. Unconventional style was used to complement the live stream Strange Rules theme. This information can be verified in the already concluded live stream content. So Chinese people were correlating this phrase, taking a bath in a pot, to a real murder case where a woman was brutally murdered by her husband while eating hot pot. Of course, now it's, with all the information I showed you before, this is like obviously out of context and it sounds crazy, but at the time, people were running with it, okay? Due to the widespread circulation of misleading and distorted content, all related material has been removed to avoid causing unnecessary confusion for players. We urge everyone not to believe such rumors. Additionally, the text inviting wolves into the house in the PV Instincts Law, released on June 28th, is simply a coded message related to the new male protagonist's werewolf identity and has no other meaning. So I looked up this phrase and meaning. You can also watch Angel's Corner's videos about debunking all of this stuff, right? Basically, the idea is it's an idiom. It's a Chinese idiom to inviting someone dangerous into your house, like inviting a tiger into your home, inviting a wolf to your home, inviting a potential enemy, or like inviting the fox hen into the chicken's coop. That's like the English. That would be like the English equivalent. I think that's the closest thing. Blah, blah. We have noticed some controversy surrounding this text, and to avoid affecting the player experience, this text will be uniformly adjusted to Pure Love, Wolf King, and all BW, I don't know what that is, related materials and resources. Number 3, explanation of rumors regarding overseas customized characters, all gender-oriented games, and Valko. So if you go back to this thing, right? This is number 9 right here. The mistake part. This is like number 9 of this entire chain. This is their official apology. And as you remember from this, the news articles used this apology as ammo. They said, well, they did it, blah, 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 blah. Okay. all gender-oriented games of Valko. As an ultimate game, Love and Deepspace is committed to providing players with a rich and diverse experience. Each male protagonist is designed for a global audience, aiming to win over players worldwide with high-quality content and engaging emotional experiences. So I think this part, people were accusing Infold of saying, they're saying, oh, well, he's gay-coded, and some of the honorifics that he used was intentionally for gay men, and there's something related to the wolf thing. I don't know much about this, to be honest. So the game caters to the taste of female hunters. Oh, I remember now. It was like some Chinese translation of Miss Hunter to just Hunters. And because they removed the Miss part, people speculated that he was being westernized for the global audience for like gay male players, etc., etc. I don't speak Chinese. I have no idea. And I haven't seen any evidence or the core issue about it. Probably because this is the most minor part of everything, because these rumors also escalated to, well, he's gay. And obviously that's the dumbest rumor. Even the media outlets can't really report that, so this is the most minor of everything, right? This was the least. But it blown up on their Xiaohong Shu and stuff, but it didn't blow up top down, because that wasn't the top down script. So that's why it's so, quote unquote, the least controversial out of everything, I'm guessing. Because I didn't even see the original source for it as a Western player. Rumors of customized characters for only one country or region are inconsistent with our philosophy and normal approach to game development and operation. Furthermore, the series of rumors about it being an all-gender game is utter nonsense that ignores our consistent positioning as an ultimate game. Allian's English name Valko originates from a Slavic language and can be transliterated into Chinese as that it means wolf and symbolizes courage, strength, and independence, making it a fitting choice for the character. Any interpretations that ignore the actual origin and meaning of the words and rely solely on transliteration are rumors. Since its launch, Love and Deepspace has proactively undertaken the responsibility of promoting Chinese culture overseas, using the game content as a medium to convey Chinese culture to global players through various engaging methods. As a Chinese company, we have always considered this our responsibility, have never stopped promoting Chinese culture abroad. However, during special occasions, a large number of online accounts spread rumors to incite player emotions. True, these rumors often use selective interpretation or fabricate false information and create screenshots of chat logs for dissemination using inflammatory rhetoric to gain the trust of some players to achieve personal goals. We have also noticed some accounts are clearly organized to spread false information about us. Such behavior seriously hurts players' feelings, exploits them to gain malicious traffic, damages the community environment, and severely harms our brand image and legitimate rights. We will pursue this matter to the end. We appreciate the continued support and love from our players, and welcome feedback and suggestions through official channels. We will continue to optimize game content and strive to bring you a better gaming experience. We urge everyone to be discerning and avoid being exploited by malicious individuals or organizations, becoming a tool for their own gain, or even suffering losses. If you discover any suspected malicious defamation, please report it to us at any time so we can work together to maintain a healthy community environment in cyberspace. You have to understand, they know they're innocent, but when this letter came out, right? The Western players were so mad that they removed Valko. They had no idea about the water armies. They didn't know about the 48 hours thing. Everyone was in a mist of panic and confusion. But now if you look at if you read this, if you have this context, and then you have the letter, everything suddenly makes much more sense. Right? It really does. But I remember everyone going batshit crazy because they consider this like a lukewarm pussy-ass response from Infold, blah, blah, blah. But with this timeline, everything makes a bit more sense to me. Crazy. And we're not even done yet. We got like buckle up! But we covered basically 60% of everything, okay? The rest is just going to be minor superficial points of what the Western community was going through. we pretty much covered the foundation. We now have a good outlook of what actually happened. Or what potentially. Because, again, these are all speculations and rumors. But what we do know is that a lot of this shit was false, basically, right? Did I already address this? Yes. The MPS, right? The MPS was basically warning Infold, hey, don't fuck up. Don't fuck up before we fuck you up. Okay? This is a warning, okay? This article is just plain stupid. 731 thing. So if you wanna read this stuff, I'll just like go through it and you can just pause in the video. But it pretty much debunks. Okay, it just debunks a whole bunch of shit. This one is 731. What is this one? Beijing News. We learned about it earlier. Published an opinion, peace slamming the game for romanticizing unauthorized intrusion. True. Massive misconception being spread at antis is that irredeemable villain who shouldn't be loved. Bad faith commentators trying to police players' feelings by claiming he's the mastermind who harms the main character and the other 5 male leads. Okay. Compare Valko to already existing allies just to tear him down. As seen in images, they claim his dangerous or edgy wolf motifs violate fundamental principles. Again, the same narrative, it goes into woman's safety, completely ignoring characters like Silas, blah, blah, blah. Yes. They're being selective. I'm out of memory. The rumor that Chinese fans hated Valko is flat out false. Even after his June 30th cancellation, he's currently number 8 on Weibo's game character chart. So, I just want to point this out that even though all of the bullshit that was happening, right? With the news outlets, the organic like negative slander about Infold and Valko, he was still very popular. Right? Number 8. I don't know what was the date. July 10th. This was July 10th, by the way. He's number 8 on July 10th. If you think for 1 second Valko was framed, wasn't worth it, watch this. Okay. So, is this all? Okay, these are all Sichuan, Guizhou, Gansu, Shanghai. So, I'm just here to show that there is actually a lot of positive support for Valko in China. Because a lot of people try to make it seem like China just hates Valko. But that's not true. As we already discussed and shown, if it was just a slander piece, then everything's just fucking fake. It's all made up. And everything was made up. Right? Rumors and spies are flying everywhere, both domestically and internationally, with everyone pointing fingers at each other as spies. Those getting involved include not just competitors, but also those who hate Valko, those who love Valko, male incels who hate gacha games, even shady media outlets, each with their own agendas. It's impossible to tell them apart anymore. Once again, someone's trying to exploit anger and dissatisfaction. As they said in the Japanese dissemination piece, right? Once it goes top down to mid to public discussion, everyone is trying to do shit for their own personal interest. I don't know what this is, but I'll just go through it if you want to translate and read it. Based on everything I've been reading lately, the bottom line is this. Infold has been unfairly targeted and blasted by the local media. We won't say who's doing it, but I think we all have a pretty good idea who's behind it. The claims that PPG is damaging the reputation of Chinese culture are entirely baseless, at least in my eyes. Now more than ever, we must stand together and make it loud and clear to the public how much Paper Games has done to popularize Chinese culture globally. It's the media that is tearing down the reputation right now. So much relies on our positive feedback. Speak up, share loudly all the good things you experience and gain from being in this community. Right now, all eyes on us, blah, 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 blah. Great, love. Love's good. You know, Jesus is good. Buddha's good. All good, you know? Lamau. Let me bring up one more thing that's been gnawing at me, to be honest. Even if female celebrity got in a fight, 731 scandal exploded into hot searches, these will be taken down pretty quickly. and even if some marketing accounts kept spreading it afterward, things wouldn't blow up like this. The real killer blow was Beijing Youth Daily, dropping a whopping 33 posts about Deepspace by someone else's count. Hell, the frequency might even rival Trump's China visit. 105 media outlets jumped in with high-frequency coverage. That's the deadly strike. It's the part that scares me the most. It's really frustrating to see the scene taken out of our context and work fiction. It's meant to be fun, dynamic moment between the characters. It's sad to see such a cute interaction being twisted into something it isn't. Again, from the Chinese video we saw, it's all like fucked up, edited poorly, right? They tried to gaslight you into thinking that it didn't start because he looked Western, they were being racist, and then their own Beijing news literally confirms it just that. The character sparked widespread discussion among netizens due to its westernized modeling style, creating a visual contrast with existing players. Okay. So, you see more framing, because I mean, the title of this video is Valko was framed, right? So I'm just going to show some framing, Lamau. It's all like, everything, all the media, it's all a perception, okay? There's no fucking facts in it. I'm just trying to show that on the ground level.
做一个澄清，本视频可以转载，无需授权。首先解释最具争议的所谓破窗入室，这段剧情来源于敖影的牵绊剧情，即需要玩家和男主相识，甚至提升牵绊后才能观看的剧情。1.03位男主分别有一张相识及解锁的牵绊剧情，以及另一张分别在40集、50集以及55集才可以解锁的牵绊。秦彻的牵绊剧情需要15集才可解锁，而下乙宙只需要5集。每个男主解锁的等级都不同，正是印证了牵绊剧情需要根据相识的程度来解锁，但无一例外都是已经相识后才会触发。那么敖影的这段剧情当然也是认识之后发生的，自然也不存在什么陌生男性闯入单身女性家中的说法。从一系列的互动中也可以发现，敖影和玩家并非陌生人，而是刚相识不久的欢喜冤家。将好感前提隐去，只谈非法侵入是断章取义。现实法律惩治的是真实暴力，而游戏剧情是虚构叙事。将虚拟行为直接套用现实法律，犯了偷换概念的逻辑谬误。有戏为引导玩家在现实中模仿，且有年龄限制，法律上本不构成违规。迭此次下架敖影开了极坏先例，未来任何带此类非日常接触的剧情都可能因舆论联想被阉割。第二，解释一下不要在锅里洗澡，其实是来源于这个希腊神话。据我了解，这是最早的有关人变狼的传说。最直观的证据是敖影的工牌上有 Lycos 的字样，而 Lycos 在希腊神话中亦有记载，字面意思是狼，并且这个最早被宙斯变成狼的国王叫 Lycaon。第三，解释引狼入室。
引狼入室有什么不好？嘿，只要探头进去瞧瞧，他便会为你敞开大门。
这才是完整的话，而后面一句他便会为你敞开大门。
I just want to add that inviting a wolf into your home, like this is a female psychologically thing for like ultimate games with love, right? When you're a woman and you have like this 6-foot man trying to like fuck you or wanting to be your lover, you basically have to be vulnerable to him, right? So there's more like, obviously there's more like, you know, it's so obvious, it's like, oh my gosh. It's like a female experience kind of thing, you know what I mean? And obviously this is a game for girls, so they get it. They know the vulnerability they have to feel, etc., etc.
他英配中更是直接用的 him， 明示引狼入室中的狼指的并非他自己，而是玩家。证据是 PV 中可看出玩家最初接触敖影是想了解狼族的秘密，而敖影自愿当玩家的研究对象，给玩家娓娓道来狼族的起源，直接印证了那句只要你探头，他就会为你敞开大门。至于玩家为什么是狼，第一个 PV 中我们戴着狼面具，假扮成狼混入了狼族领地，为的就是查探狼族秘密。而敖影发现后说了一句，以为披上狼皮就能变成狼了，这便是他说引狼入室有什么不好的上下文。至于他与 Ever 什么关系，是否为反派等问题，我本来不想以简单一句以由男主不会是真反派来解释的，我本来想让子弹再飞一会儿，等7月9日就会真相大白。可是等来了6月30日，我不希望以后的主线剧情被改得面目全非了，我还是希望敖影可以回归，我会静待铃兰花开，幸福归来。
Bring Valko back, baby. True. Now it's crystal clear whether there were any Water Army shills stepping in to control reviews and game the charts. Turns out he really mastered the whole entertainment industry playbook. Can't cough the final payment, so the whole crew just ghost. I'm guessing these are deleted accounts, okay? Yeah, they're all deleted. They're Water Armies that have been banned, most likely. Okay. Go to the profile, nothing. Go to the profile, nothing. But actually, I think this is a anti-Infold post because they're saying that they're implying that Infold also uses Water Armies on their own Red Note or whatever. Maybe, could be. I don't know. But I just want to show you that everything is fucking fake, potentially. What do you run through this? He looks Pakistani to me, and I see a lot. I don't know why this is here. Funnily enough, right before all this happened, they investigated the specific media outlet. I covered this in my last video. The China Women's Federation, right? What is this? Let me translate this. Some of these media broadcasts have been investigated for being paid off before. And in my last video, one of the China women's groups that negatively reported on Valko, they took a cut of what? $130,000 to report something like this? So that's why people are speculating that there was some collusion or that the media companies took a pay cut to slander Valko, okay? What is this? 25, blah, blah, blah. Supreme People's Court. Okay, let's just read this. They illegally conducted paid news reporting of 914,000 yuan. That's 140. That's 140k USD, of which 310k was earned in 2025. 2014 to 25, China Women's Magazine affiliate organization failed to strictly supervise its outsourced business. One outsourced employee took advantage of his position to outsource some business to companies controlled by partners or by himself. To the problem long-term idleness. Okay, right here. All China Women's Federation. So I'm assuming all of this, everything in the 31 zone right here is related to the China Women's Group, it would seem. About the approval of the competent authority, the association itself approved rental had an unreasonable expenditure schedule for a multi-year project, paying the entire contract amount of 3.5 million in one lump sum, including 2.3 million yuan in 2025. By the end, it had failed to classify the cultural relics of 17,656 pieces according to regulations. So, I guess this is a public record of all their fuck-ups. And this is why... Okay, so this is why people are speculating. Okay, cool, got it. Cool. Great. You love to see it, don't you? Give me such a huge shot of hopium. Please Google Translate this page. This is the very journal that framed Valko as something he's not. Please don't let misinformation pass. As we already seen before, all of the media outlets were using the same fucking structure, the same paragraphs, blah, blah, blah. So I am not surprised that this is the same. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Let me paragraph this. Total of 39 central departments, 229 units were audited and found that there were systematic violations in 5 units under the All China Women's Federation, including paid news reporting, selling publication numbers, using influence to charge illegal fees, convenient positions to find rent, illegal remuneration for officials. Among them, China Women's Newspaper, National Women's Federation Network Information Dissemination Center, received... Okay, so it's the same charge as was shown earlier. Okay, cool. What is this page? Just because I'm curious. Okay, well. Oh. Wolves have no idea that the state-owned traditional media usually don't... Okay. Again. 920, 140k. Want to know something funny? Chinese government is currently carrying out a internet cleanup movement, targeting accounts involved in malicious online activities. Favorite games have exposed themselves to us to delete comments from their own suspended accounts, causing many fake comments on their Xiaohong Shu posts to disappear. Those top comments got so many likes all on top. People saw those top comments on their avatars turns black, and account name all suspended. The comments included deliberately stirring elements in fights against two fandoms that all stirred by themselves right in front of our own eyes. The comments contents also include slogans that defending allies, elements praising individual ally, including all 5 ally stands, praise LND, praise the what? So I think... So people are saying there's water armies on both sides? I don't fucking know, bro. How the so-called negative trending topic about Love and Deepspace on June 29 was ignited. So, I'm gonna be honest about this, okay? If you hate paper games, it seems like if you hate paper games and you don't care about Valko...
这个话题上了热搜，话题台名在29号的下午15点25到。
It seems like if you hate paper games or whatever, you don't care about blah 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 blah. It seems like whatever happens, people will reframe it to what they want. That's what I think, okay? For me, I'm just trying to get to the bottom of it. I just want the truth. And the truth I'm thinking right now is that maybe Valko will come back. I think I'm like 60-40. 60% Valko will come back right now. Maybe 65%. But I'm also very aware that 35 to 40% he's probably not going to come back. Okay. But as time goes on, I think the probability will increase. It depends on the environment of the internet, which is kind of stupid. Sounds stupid. Oh! This video is from earlier. Okay. The topic actually surfaced much earlier. It's only found around the time when the topic blew up that various high follower accounts started charging in with it. Anyway, it's not a natural phenomenon. Someone clearly prepped the data in advance and then all posted it at a fixed time together, which makes it easy to hit the hot searches. Now here is another video speculating collusion between content creators hitting all at the same time.
纯好奇，看看哪些人助推这个话题上了热搜。话题台名在29号的下午15点25到15点40达到最高，而整体讨论量在热搜开始下降的时候才开始上升。让我们来看看哪些账号在推波助澜。不知道的大人物一声令。
321, 321, 321, 321, 321, 322, 322, 322. It's like all in the same minute.
下15点20分开始发。
Start posting this at 3:20. True.
这个话题，发布时间整整齐齐，可以看到这里面有很多粉
How did they all know to post at this time?
丝量级很高的账号。
I mean, it could be organic. Can you guys even see it? I'll just like fuck off for a bit.
大多是娱乐账号，有
There's like, holy shit. It's like they're all posting at 3:30.
游戏账号，偶尔也有一些视频账号。有趣的是，有些账号已经把这个话
Some accounts have deleted this topic content. I wonder
题内
why.
容删了，可惜
Unfortunately, the
互联
internet
网
has
有记
memory.
忆。还有的账号把文字改掉了。
Some accounts have changed the title.
的高粉丝，29号
On the 29th, a large number of the high fan
大量
accounts.
的
Okay, so they organize it by the large accounts. Okay.
高粉丝账号把话题顶到爆，等截止回复后，第二波正规媒体紧跟着报道，再次频繁地把数字
Frequent numbers again. I don't know what the second category is.
与游戏挂钩，是一套很成熟的打法。对原始数据感兴趣的可以单聊。
Okay, well, there you have it. You have another speculation video of collusion. Isn't that... I mean, there's so many topics. Okay, let's play both sides here. Now, I don't know Chinese, and I don't know what the second category is. But there is a chance that there's so many people talking about it that it does become organic. At the same time, is it sus? Could be. I don't know, maybe. Could be. Could it? Exactly what the CN girlies have been saying. Even when Valko fans donated to flood relief, it was twisted into donations for Valko instead of what it actually was, donations from Valko fans to flood victims. One small change in wording completely changes the narrative. That's why they're being extra cautious now, because whatever they do gets twisted by the media. Charity funds have been raised for the disaster victims. Cool. Great. That's like... That's 1/3. That's 1/3 of $140,000, right? Lads players donate money to Valko. Okay, buddy. Okay, Valko was framed. True. One thing that is confirmed is that Silent Whispers is owned by Archosaur Games. Infold already sued Archosaur Games in the past for trademark infringement. If you want to watch a video covering that, it's in my Silent Whispers videos. Infold has sued Silent Whispers in the past for marketing practices. Actually, isn't that funny that we are in the same similar situation where they're involved, where people are speculating they're involved in marketing, you know, collusion or practices, unethical marketing practices. I wonder why. Now, there is a chance they've done nothing and it's all organic. There's also a chance they have done something. Who knows, man? I don't know. As for Infold's ownership structure, Bilibili is one of its investors. Since Infold is a privately held company rather than a publicly listed one, Chinese players have tried to look into the people behind it. According to what they found, many of the investors have ties to the entertainment industry. Some players have been claimed that one of the investors was connected to controversy involving Yu Menglong. I don't know who this is. Archosaur Games is a publicly listed company. You can easily look up its annual reports under H-key stock code. Okay, cool. Perfect World is its second largest shareholder, and Tencent is the third largest. Archosaur has stated that Tencent does not influence its decision making. However, when Archosaur and Infold were involved in a lawsuit, Tencent appeared in court. Is this true? That's crazy if that's true. Instead of supporting Archosaur, Tencent distanced itself from the case, stating that Archosaur's actions had nothing to do with Tencent. Okay, that is kind of funny. I feel like Tencent appeared in court because maybe Archosaur Games couldn't afford a lawyer because they're poor. They are a small company, right? They are a really small company. Can they even afford a lawyer? They were like, please, Tencent, please. Archosaur and Infold do seem to have a very poor relationship. Recently, Archosaur also appears to have used screenshots of players insulting Valko as part of his advertising campaign. Is that true? I don't know if anything's true anymore, bro. You asked me why a certain group in China is so worked up, because back then we were facing people like this. What is this?
是画了其余5个男主将新男主结束，是每们都会有二创下面。
It's more slander.
他不配，他的鬼角色。
Okay. I can't.
从角色。
I can't read it, so you know. More facts. As for Archosaur Games, is a publicly listed company. Archosaur Games, you see. Okay, it's the same thing. UE5? Wait, what? I'm gonna translate this. Maybe it's just a meme post, but I just want to make sure, okay? Maybe I'm missing something important. Your husband. Who will compensate Ling Tai? Your husband. Oh, 你老公, 愁死了. 你老公. Uncle's party is awesome. You really have to be careful. Silent Whispers 9.1 stars. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. Maybe there's gonna be someone in the comments that's gonna explain. Okay. 你老公. Okay. More speculations of collusion. We love to see it. We love to see it. The issue involving Chinese culture had nothing to do with Valko. It stemmed from Infold's localization, where a Chinese Taoist temple was localized as a Shinto shrine. This also raised concerns about cultural appropriation, especially because the lanterns as shown on the card were clearly Chinese-style lanterns. More importantly, because the Yasukuni Shrine in Japan enshrines convicted Class A war criminals, the issue, like the 731 controversy, was considered extremely sensitive in China. It was also reported by the media and became a trending topic on Weibo. That's why Infold specifically addressed it in their official statement. Could it be? Maybe. Why is it in the Japanese one? Wait, so... Are they schizo posting? Chinese Taoist temple were translated into Japanese as shrines. The ribbons used for making wishes have been replaced with emma, a traditional Japanese craft. Wait, so you're mad that Infold, knowing that China and you two fucking hate each other, you know you guys hate each other. Oh man, it's a lose-lose situation. So you're mad that they localized the shrines into their own language, into a... Okay, cool. Do you see what I mean by antis are just gonna dig up any dirty thing they can get on Infold and like slander them? Like they'll use any little topic, right? Crazy. Is this what one of the media outlets reported? What's this? What's this right here? Regarding the controversy surrounding 731, game industry analyst Zhang Xulei, is that you? Stated that is attributed to internal oversight. It only shows that the game company has significant gap in its knowledge of relevant history and culture, or is simply careless. She cautioned that this isn't the first time Paper Games has such made its mistake. Historically sensitive issues, previously the misrepresentation. Okay. So now people think Infold are pieces of shit. So now people are gonna write hit pieces about any little tiny detail they can get because it will get them lots and lots of views and likes and money. Of course, I get it. Great. You love to see it. You love to see it. Blah blah blah. False media. Toxic fandom. I will just like quickly scroll if you want to read this. Now, again, I'm making this entire video as like a time capsule, so we never forget about what kind of transpired. And maybe next year or 2 years later, we're gonna have some new information that brings some new light. So that's great.
哎，我说你们这些媒体。 哎，我说你们这些媒体，我也不怕你们要举报我什么的，无所谓啦。被举报了，我就更加不信任你们。我能做什么呢？我只是一个普通公民，我说一下我真实的感受啊。那个狼上线啊，就是说什么女性安全的那个，我不知道你们为什么一定要抢那个热搜，一定要跟风去断章取义的去围攻一个就是还不完整的一个 PV 一个新的一个角色的一个出现，把它引到女性独居安全这个严肃的话题上去。我不知道你们要干什么，还有那个新京报的6问，我不知道你在问什么。你最后一问居然
It's funny, like. If you see the lads OG5 Reddit, right? They completely believe in the idea that Valko was anti-woman and intruded on women's safety, and they use the MPS article as like a sign of authority that they're right.
但是然后呢？哎，你们知不知道那天真的有独居女性遇到危险了？你们知道吗？不知道啊！他们把那个狼人给置顶了，没有人关注其他真正我们现在这个社会在出现什么问题，没有人关注，全都在抢热搜。我天哪！我该怎么来刷你们？我该怎么刷你们？都是红 V 蓝 V， 我刷不好。哎，我不知道你们是不是串通好的？你们截文案，你们永远只截取一半，就是最能蓝 V， 我
Oh my god！
刷不好。哎，我不知道你们。
I don't know if you colluded. I don't know if you colluded. Wow, even she knows by intuition.
是不是串通好的？你们截文案，你们永远只截取一半，就是最能煽动大家情绪，最能利用大家的那种对于女性安全的那个关注度，大家都很关注女性安全。所以说，你们是不是在利用我们这一份情绪？你就想让我们不断的留言，不断的转发，不断的去给你们视频增加热度，是不是呀
？True. Thanks to the crisis, Infold's competitors, Julong Entertainment has seen its stock price rise, and their 3D Ultimate title Silent Whispers is about to launch. It's currently being heavily promoted. Coincidentally, they also have a Wolf Boy character. Now, this was before Billy World, and we were like, wow, maybe they're gonna release a fucking trailer or something to Billy World. What do we get? We got nothing. I mean, if they did collude, right? If they did collude, why they messed up their opportunity too, which is kind of funny.
The inspiration for Valko's marketing campaign, and how Lad's marketing is subverting the prejudice of wolves in stories. For context, according to the Cambridge Dictionary, the definition of subvert is to try to destroy or damage something. Lads consistently subverts expectations in the writing of all love interests, from a demonic fiend underworld owner having a soft pure love with Silas, to a doctor who is actually from the higher plane of existence and was a supreme god with Zane, to a sea god who has the power of sunfire that can harm and heal with Raphael. A lot of these concepts seem to directly contradict each other by being the opposite of what you would expect, but the narrative shows their complexity through their narrative scope and characterization. Valko as a werewolf was written to subvert the big bad wolf perception from fairy tales and fables. This is not even an assumption. They explicitly reference fairy tales in the marketing material for this reason. The infamous "do not bathe in the pot" is a reference to the ending of the story of the Three Little Pigs, wherein they managed to trap the big bad wolf that was trying to eat them and kill it by boiling it in a pot. The warning isn't for women. It's a warning to a wolf to not be trapped and bathe in the pot in a tongue-in-cheek way. It's warning the wolf to not be trapped, but Valko is trapped by his love for MC. As pots are used in kitchens, this is why the line was incorporated into the promotion of the kitchen being added to the housing system. All of it is to contribute to the narrative inspiration from the Three Little Pigs fable or fairy tale. Furthermore, in his Foregone Fall trailer, they explicitly again indicate to the viewer Valko is a good and trustworthy wolf because they subvert his behavior from the build-up to the payoff. Allow me to explain. Build-up. The narrative starts with a fairy tale-like, slightly haunting rhythm with the visuals of MC alone at night. The text reads, "In every fairy tale, hunters are wolves' worst nightmare." This is already positioning MC as
actually, I didn't think of that.
Of power, as instead of the wolves tormenting the hunter, it's the hunter the wolves should be afraid of. As MC is also a hunter by occupation, the remark is establishing, ironically, her job is as a hunter, and within her dynamic with Valko, it is a play on Hunter x Wolf. Home Alone Hunter, better watch out. This is not a call for danger. It is the establishment that on this night, MC is dealing with the silly nightmare of a wolf instead of the other way around. But it is not literal danger. It is a joke of him being extremely needy about being in her presence. We can also see from his hand earlier that he has been wounded, so MC's nightmare is a needy wounded wolf, who she clearly is attracted to, coming to visit her. Payoff. Unlike old stories of evil wolves like Three Little Pigs or Little Red Riding Hood, Valko has no interest in eating you in a dangerous way. He just wants to play and adore you. Hence the text goes from an old book-style font to a modern bold font, like his modern and bold personality, stating his invasion is not literal, but him making his way into your heart. In the Three Little Pigs, the wolf falls into the pig's home through the chimney to eat them. But this trailer story is the opposite premise and romantic, with no pigs, but a capable, beautiful hunter. There is no chimney. Valko is going to the Miss Hunter's balcony, and he does not fall into her house. Valko falls in love with her. Hence the text reads, "Love falls in wolf form." It's why the trailer is called Foregone Fall. It is a romantic descent he cannot help but feel for her. It is a conventional paranormal romance trope for the otherworldly being, often a man, to visit a mortal, woman, at night to suggest a sense of secret intimacy and unconventional private romance. Romeo and Juliet has a key scene about this very theme of secret meetings between lovers, where he goes to visit her. The premise is around their Bond date, which also indicates about this very theme of secret meetings between lovers, where he goes to visit her. I can't pause it.
What the fuck?
The premise is around their Bond date, which also indicates the meeting is romantic and potentially Valko being in danger he needs to get away from, so finds safety with MC, who he is courting. It is an impromptu date. When looking at the material with a knowledge of the fairy tale reference and how they are retelling it in a completely new way and new dynamic, the implications are nowhere near as dire as some people had originally interpreted it. Infold should have done more to educate its global audience on the inspiration of the premise. Then more of their global audience from China to other countries that do not know these stories would have a better understanding of the inspiration foundation of the story. They would see the writers completely changed and reworked something old in narrative canon into something fun, refreshing, and romantic. Valko is not an abuser who is imposing himself on MC. He is her romantic interest who cannot keep away from her and who she actively enjoys being with. I hope I helped and more people can appreciate or at least begin to understand the intentionality that went into the writing and be kinder to the writers. There was no ill intentions here, just completely retelling old stories in a new, refreshing and fun way with romance. I'm impressed by the lads writers for their unique approach to these old stories, and combined with Chinese cultural themes and beautiful romantic development, believe the story they will make for Valko can be beautiful like the others.
Alright, I'm convinced. Ultimate players are the smartest gaming demographic. But also simultaneously the dumbest. Okay, there's no in between. It's just like it's like one end or the other. Okay? Obviously this one is on the smart side. But on the note of the Romeo Juliet thing, in both instances, right? They're actually enemies. Which is a nice little cute detail. Okay. Great video by the Psycho Nyx. Okay. She probably has a YouTube. We not only have crazy Chinese women playing the game, but we also have crazy Chinese men who hate it just as much. One guy even live streamed himself stabbing ally standees. Now another allegedly live streamed himself trying to break into the office full of women with a weapon. As stated at the very fucking beginning of this video, okay? There are physical threats that happen with all of this stuff too. What the fuck is Paper Games doing? The complaints clearly say to bring Aoyan back, but why is Paper Games marketing it Resolve? I don't understand why the other side has 70,000 complaints against Valko. Is this the real reason they cancelled him? Go to Xiao Fei Bao to demand that Aoyan be put on the shelf. Go to Consumption Protection to request listing and find that there are several complaints that have been approved or completed. The complaint interface shows the complaint have been completed by blah blah. I want to know if this means that Paper Games has given a clear response or compensation. Does anyone know? I'm so sad. Okay. So, like, if you guys spam this shit, how are they gonna know? Well, obviously they're gonna mark it as resolved because it's just spam, right? So it doesn't have any meaning. If you're just gonna spam shit and be annoying to them, then they're just gonna... What can I say? So there's anti-spamming them and the government. And there's lovers of Valko spamming them and the government. Everybody's crazy, I guess, at this point, right? But I do understand why. Because on the Valko side, we have to show them we actually care, blah, blah, blah. But obviously, their position is that they can't really do anything until the political environment clears up. Testers have some proof. The screenshots show several group chats, all of which are used by anti-fans to forward content to the group and report to batches to build a 1,000-people group chat. This is all public information. Example of water armies. Is this legit? No idea. It's just a screenshot. So could be, maybe. Could be. I don't know. All for Raphael, all for Raphael, all for Raphael. If you haven't heard already, there's a controversy about 9M9, who's apparently a crazy Raphael stan who instigated the 731 stuff. But I will look into that another day, not today, okay? Today is about Valko was framed. China's women's news agency who produced multiple posts with illegal trespassing Valko claims was found illegally carrying out paid news reports last month. Yep, as we've seen before. 920,000 yuan. Seen this already. Here we have examples of their censorship. As at the very beginning of this video, they have blah blah 48 hours to comply. The Chinese government is not explicit. Let's just watch this. They're not explicit in what they want. They just ban you. So it's a game of whack-a-mole as the very beginning, right? So that's why they're scrubbing everything again. Some more. Police security are seen dispatched to Paper Games building tonight. Reason unsure, but some speculated that staffs are harmed. Okay. So some crazy antis or some crazy Valko lovers. Just some crazy ass people, okay? Hello everyone, I'm a Chinese player loving Deepspace. I've been playing this game since beta tests. I've been also playing Infold's game since 2016. Fully involved in a recent Valko incident, so I'd like to share my perspective and thoughts here. First off, let me clarify that I'm not defending Infold. The company's capabilities are undeniably lacking, and its decision makers are undeniably arrogant. Okay. So we have a Valko supporter that's mad at Infold, I think. Or at least Valko's, many people claiming to be insiders already leaked information. New male protagonist is a very bad character. They also leaked that something major would happen in Love and Deepspace during June and July, which may cause the game's reputation to plummet. June 22nd. When Valko's first PV was released, many voices started emerging in China saying that Valko's ugly, looks like he'd been abusive, and leaking the plot is absurd. With a love scene right from their first meeting after the next two PVs came out, media outlets jumped in to spread rumors about Valko, further escalating public opinion domestically. Players who love Valko didn't dare to speak up at all because they get verbally attacked. In days following Infold's strong statement that they would not change the male protagonist, June 30th, the official announcement suddenly canceled Valko's launch. Next day, media coverage died down. Silent players who liked Valko finally realized that silence only brings harms, and began organizing rights defense efforts to demand the retraction of the decision to cancel Valko's launch. Afterward, in group chats across various social platforms, people claiming to have insider information slowly started to appear. These people who claimed to have insider information guided us to post positive articles about the game Love and Deepspace on Weibo and Xiaohongshu platforms, and some of them specifically reminded us to absolutely not mention Valko, which raised our suspicions, so most of us still chose to add hoping for Valko's return at the end of our posts. During July 1 to 3, these self-proclaimed insiders said that the game might be completely cancelled. What? Were these insiders supposedly the ones colluding? Question mark? After July 3rd, those who claimed to have insider information started saying that the game was saved, but Valko's return was still being fought for. So we continued to post positive articles day and night, report negative comments, and protect the community, which exhausted us all. At the same time, voices emerged suggesting that Info Games was just using us to whitewash the game, but wouldn't let Valko return. However, most of us chose not to believe it. July 8th, the game release event withdrawal announcement was issued, promising an announcement to compensate players for their flight and hotel expenses. But while browsing Weibo, we discovered a trending topic below that was rising very quickly. Who will compensate for the flight and hotel costs of Love and Deepspace withdrawal from the event? The topic was truly baffling, and its popularity was surging rapidly, clearly indicating paid promotion, but it disappeared not long after, probably because the competing company didn't expect Infold to choose full compensation. Oh, so if the collusion rumors were true, they didn't expect Infold to actually compensate all the players for the Bilibili world. So they preemptively put the trending topic of who the hell is going to compensate for everything after Love and Deepspace and Infold already said they were going to compensate everyone for Bilibili world. July 8th, the in-game update announcement was released. We speculated that Valko might be added based on the size of the update package. However, in the early hours of July 9th, discovered an announcement in the game about a gacha pool rerun. After a game update, we indeed did not find Valko in the game. That same day, media outlets used images of Valko to write articles criticizing Love and Deepspace, and there were related entries as well. The buzz rose quickly again, but disappeared just as fast. July 9th, we were filled with immense anger and launched a large-scale emotional counterattack, accused Infold company of exploiting us without meeting our demands. That is also why I kept replying to everyone yesterday with "please curse our bad players and dishonest company." However, that night, some of us calmed down and reviewed the situation, discovering that posting the positive article might not have been Infold's intention, but the Infold company accepted it and toyed with all of us, including the competing companies. Infold dodged a public opinion attack and media attack in its way of toying with all of us, and we figured out why Infold wouldn't release Valko when the hype was at its peak. Regarding a suspicion that those positive articles whitewashing the game might not have been authorized by Infold, I suspect it could be rival companies hoping we'd pressure Infold into releasing Valko this way, while they've already laid out their plans to deliver a final fatal blow. Regarding, so basically they're saying that the colluders planned to. They're implying that the colluders had some sort of plan if Infold did release Valko, and they were just gonna like slander destroy them somehow, right? Because what is the date of this? I think it's July 8th. Yeah, it is July 8th. And Bilibili World was July. Okay, this is July 8th. So July 8th is when the MPS literally said, "Hey, Valko, you're a bad boy." So now, like, you know the Chinese government is watching you, right? So after in this position, Infold now, even now, because the MPS have released an official statement of Valko, they are in eggshell, watery. They might explode territory, right? So this is July 9th, or after July. Okay, July 9th. I understand the term whitewashing. So whitewashing is like trying to clear the name, Lamel. Regarding whether Valko would be released in the future, I'm optimistic, but regarding when it will be released, I'm pessimistic. Infold's decision makers truly don't care about how a single character fares. They are extremely stingy. The financial investment in developing Valko should be tens of millions, and definitely won't be let it just go to waste like that. Many years ago, in another Infold game, something similar happened. Male protagonist Ling Xiao, who was taken off the shelves due to public opinion pressure, went online just 3 months later. But I think he went online as like a special encounter, so he wasn't even a love interest at that time. Production team members really love this Little Wolf a lot. Little Wolf is also his codename, so when Valko returns in the future, he should still be the main character and won't be downgraded to special encounter. If it's not like what I expected, then I'll mail cow dung to Infold Company. In any case, it's beyond doubt that Infold's company's decision makers are very incompetent, very arrogant, and very stupid. Please strongly criticize them, but also don't let off those companies engaging in malicious competition. In a way, man, I don't know. If the 48 hours lull to comply was true at the beginning of the video, then Infold really didn't have a choice. I mean, they could have, because if they release Valko, they would be risking the entire game. That's the truth. And so the safest long-term position is to cancel him, scrub the game, hope everything dies down, and then release him. That's the best case scenario. Worst case scenario is that they don't release him and the colluders all win. If there were colluders, by the way. Can't reply anymore, so I'm sharing blah blah blah. In a previous game by Infold, Ling Xiao, who was taken down amid public outcry, was later downgraded and re-released as a special encounter character. I think Valko probably won't be downgraded, so I hope everyone speaks up more to speed up Valko's return. Because Ling Xiao returned, I hope... This gives me a hope that Valko will return as well, right? There's one more piece of information I can disclose. The decision to release Valko, as far as I know, was made recently around May or June. Originally at this time, Raphael's new daily crown card should have been released because last year it was so explosively popular. This year, the competing company actually planned to target Raphael with an attack. But unexpectedly, Valko was suddenly released, so the one that ended up getting attacked became Valko. In fact, everything had hints and signs of it all along, but the foolish Infold didn't notice. These media outlets didn't collectively go silent on July 1st. I got the date wrong. Blah, blah, blah. Who cares? Regarding the time area, it's mostly because I barely slept. Okay, don't care. Yeah, cool. Great. Interesting. I'll follow you actually that. So as some of you guys might know, because of the Valko situation, Valko was framed, blah, 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 they did not show up to Bilibili World. Right? Checked Dawn and Devotion at Curiosity. Zane is overly zoomed in. And as I said earlier, they're scrubbing everything because they don't want to fuck up. Chinese government don't want to fuck up. It's a smear campaign by Tencent, the owners of Silent Whispers. Valko was framed. During a trial, it was found that a company called Tencent is the second largest stockholder of Silent Whispers. Tencent is a massive company that has been known to sink its competitors using vile tactics like smear campaigns, hiring bots, paying off the media, and undermining the public opinion. The current situation is far too similar for it to be a coincidence. I don't know Tencent's past history, so this could be true. Shanghai originally stepped in to support Paper Games as they contribute a large amount of taxes to the city, but this wasn't enough to stop the campaign. However, Tencent didn't and couldn't expect this level of global support. We are quite literally acting as Infold's shield. We are the only reason this campaign has been known to sink its... Where is it? We are the only reason this campaign is starting to crumble. Remember, Silent Whispers has a Silas clone and they recently released a werewolf character as well. Now, there's no way they would have known Valko was going to be released, to be honest, but the Silas clone, sure. In recent posts that I've seen, his eye color has changed from... I don't think that matters either. This perfectly explains why the police and Info's legal department are so involved. This was never just about a group of online bullies. These are paid trolls. Their job is to spread misinformation, water armies, as we said before. There's some substantial evidence to suggest that Silent Whispers has also been purchasing likes and views. As in my last video, yeah, it's obvious they have 10 million views with only 11k likes, while Caleb's video on the YouTube for Love and Deepspace has 1 million views and 32,000 likes. So it's funny how they fucked that up. You didn't buy likes too when you bought views? Like, what the fuck? The smear campaign is crumbling fast. Posts and comments are being deleted, police are investigating, and Red Note is actively taking action against those who spread misinformation. Here's a post. This has always been bigger than a vocal minority disliking Valko. Valko was the scapegoat. This was a full-blown attempt to sink Infold as a company. Do not stop posting. The more we can show our support for Valko, the more the smear campaign crumbles. Apparently the beef with Silent Whispers is true, and Tencent is a big villain here, trying to take Paper Games down. Again, all alleged, all speculation, but we know for sure that Arkansas Games was sued for marketing, right? We know they have a business relationship with Tencent. We know they bought their likes. We know they bought their views. Well, they didn't buy their likes. That's why we know they bought their views. They bought their views for the video. That's what we know for sure. Can Trump just randomly say something like, "Who is Valko? Who's Valko? Who's Valko? Who's this Valko guy?" To everybody. Okay, more censorship because of the China stuff, right? Repost written by teacher Xiaolong Xu. So when this whole shit happened, July 10th, right? Angel's Corner, again, has another video about this. You can watch it there. Just some more stuff on what happened on the ground floor when this whole shebang happened. Trademark. Okay, so Lads OG5 people and antis are always talking about the trademark. And, oh, well, what is it? Valko was never trademarked. Trademark name, blah, blah, has been found by Chinese journalists, issued back in November 7th, 2023 by Shenzhen Yan Jin Culture Group. Can't find anything about this company. So it's allegedly that the trademark for Valko was made in 2023 under a shell company for Paper Games because they wanted to make it a secret. I don't know. Could be. There's people saying, like, all of the fucking information in this fandom is all alleged fucking rumors, bro. I don't know what to trust. People just make shit up. Let's be real. This could be fake too. The idea of all the 5 love interests being trademarked before, that could be fake too. I don't know. Could be. Could be fake in China. Like, could be. But this is alleged. So whatever. Guga might not be Guga in the game no more. True. Holy shit, who fucking cares? Your game is at the brink of erasure because of y'all stupid element gatekeeping. Yep. To fuck you to censorship, can we remember how funny it was that Imperial Throne Song gave the option between calling Caleb brother and lover, and antis were relieved for 2 seconds until they clicked lover, and was somehow more incest than the brother option. Okay. Queso's reaction, okay? After the bring Valko back and the Valko was framed stuff, you had stuff like this.
Ugly? Yeah, I know. I mean, now compared to Chris Redfield, everybody is. But, you know. They called him ugly? Was they joking though?
It's crazy how the information dissemination works so well that Queso, the first thing he hears, right, it is what the Chinese media reported. And every YouTuber that talks about Love and Deepspace and doesn't play it talks about what the Chinese media told them, right?
It's like that one of them
Isn't that interesting?
situations where you got like a friend who looks like a supermodel, and you're like, "Yo, you ugly, by the way," just as a joke, knowing they're opposite. Oh, they wasn't joking. Oh. That's what they did to me all the time. All my friends would be like, "Man, you're ugly, bruh." But
We know you're handsome. We know you're handsome.
doing it in a way that's like, "Yo, this dude ain't ugly at all. He's like crazy, like supermodel."
We know you're handsome, okay? You handsome, Queso. It's okay. New statement officially announced withdrawal from Bilibili World. Here's the thing. Okay. Here we go. Breaking. Legal Daily Net just reported on Weibo stating that lads romanticizes trespassing into private homes. Great. Another media outlet using the same structure, same script. Info has just taken out all LI posters outside of their office. It's either beginning or end of lads are undergoing a complete rebuild. This was July 2nd. And I think his cancellation was June 30th, right? So this was in the midst of all of the bullshit. Okay. Just for you guys to remember. Never forget. Okay. That's the reason of this video, so we never forget. Baldur streamer Queso reads bits. Okay. He ugly.
Valko, not long ago, just for his release to be canceled due to massive hate towards the character from one side of the player base, and Biddy said it's because he's ugly, which is crazy. What?
Lamau.
What game is that? Love and Deepspace, and they didn't bring out the character because they said he ugly. That's messed up. They wrong for that.
Cool. Oh my god, they're trying to ban Ultimate Games from CN base, and that means China women will be further censored from playing games made for women by women. A lot of femcids may have possibly helped the misogynist screw women over for good with Ultimate Games in general. Now, potentially, it has all been included hit piece, maybe. Chinese media turning things up because the drug case is a part of Saber's story. It has no connection with Valko. Almost like media is turning the words towards public and government.
29日，据江南都市报，游戏《恋与深空》被曝6.0版本剧情中将人体试药实验档案编号设置为0731，大量玩家要求严查并抵制该游戏。此外，有玩家指出，剧情中的记录员严颂因似甲级战犯严嵩义雄。目前官方发布通告称，文案编号为无特殊意义的日期站位。目前相关说法是被少数人恶意曲解传播。此前，该游戏新角色敖隐一句“引狼入室有什么不好”引发争议，被中国妇女怒评：女性安全不容娱乐化，女性受害事件不容玩梗。游戏创作允许自由创新，但不能失了对历史伤痛的敏感和敬。人触碰民族伤痛红线，将人体试药实验档案编号设置为0731，玩家要求严查。6月29日，据
All this fucking slander, bruh. All the slander. All the slander. Paper Games website is down. Lads posters cool. Oh, it's this thing again. Bilibili has received a risk report demanding cancellation of the Love and Deepspace booth. The content of the report asserted risk to offline safety, citing the possibility of arguments, obstruction of passage, and physical altercations occurring at a crowded booth due to conflicts within the fandom. The Inquirer's content has also strongly asserted risks related to cultural compliance, with the game being criticized in forms such as being too Western or deviating from the cultural promotion of mainland China. For large-scale events like Billy World, booth withdrawals are typically handled based on contracts between the exhibiting company and the organizers. It's difficult for a company to suddenly withdraw from an exhibition without any procedures. Normally, this requires formal discussions, withdrawal processes, in some cases settlement of costs. Similar incidents have occurred at offline events in Japan as well, where persistent, harassing emails from antis were sent to the organizers or venue's side, leading to the complete cancellation of the event. These cancellations are not isolated incidents. It's highly likely that antis or the OG5, Lamau, Lads OG5, side used complaints, risk reports, and harassment to pressure the organizers and operators, forcing them into a situation where they had no choice to put back down. Now, it's funny because the Lads OG5 people, they just think that Infold is a complete shit company, and that's why they fucked everything up. They probably don't think any collusion happened at all. They say, oh, the collusion, that's, well, you know, who cares about that? You know, what's this? Are these all reports? Okay. Ask why it was canceled. Go ask the ones who said it. Cow dung, scatter rice. Pretended to be a delivery driver to live stream inside. Were stopped by security and entered the front desk with a knife. Are you all just paid trolls for serious? Isn't the most important thing the Unit 731 incident? Because of this, many people outside the fandom are asking why the company hasn't responded. Blah, blah, it's not credible. It can be enemy smoke bomb. Don't forget to also contact Bilibili customer service or send an email to cancel the Billy World exhibitor eligibility. Everyone should pressure Billy World first. It would be best if the booth gets taken down. This is the only good card left against Paper Games right now. Don't celebrate too early. Paper Games is such a big company, it won't be that easy to bring down. Wolf emoji. Even merch shops are no longer allowed to sell his merch. Billy World should be next soon. Basically, if Billy World hasn't posted an official notice, then it's not reliable. It could be a smoke screen from the other side, so don't relax. Paper is such a big company. Okay. It's local to Shanghai. Won't be that easy to bring down. Even when a centipede dies, it does not stop moving immediately. Billy World is in Shanghai, so it's not certain it can be taken down. Paper Games has probably protection in Shanghai, but we can still keep giving feedback to Billy World. Email Billy. Risk notice requesting the cancellation of Love and Deepspace Billy World exhibitor. Okay. So antis basically form groups and coalitions to email spam Billy World in the idea of safety. Isn't that funny how all of the slander is in the face of virtual signaling for women's safety, but their true desire is to just fucking fuck Infold in the ass any way they can. I really don't want to see a company that insults women and insults China at the expo cancel Love and Deepspace's Billy World qualification. Please calm down. Funny. Great. I think this is the official Billy World shutdown post that they're canceling. There's probably a news article about it. After announcement of the Billy World cancellation, there's been a surge in posts directing players who had already purchased tickets to just go to another booth, or noting that reservations for other events have already started. On Weibo, unnatural activity has also been observed. Newly created accounts or those with few followers have been appearing in the posts of exhausted Love and Deepspace players, urging them to quit the game and switch to other games like Silent Whispers. What the fuck? On Weibo, topic visibility and search exposure can be influenced by paid promotions and purchase topics. As such, there are concerns that this timing might involve deliberate attempts to divert traffic from Love and Deepspace, related discussions and other games. In fact, when searching for keywords related to Love and Deepspace, Silent Whispers also appeared in related topics and search events. Additionally, players who had left supportive comments under Infold's early morning announcement faced mockery, with some labeling them as shield comments, bots, or astral turfing. In response, Chinese players countered with remarks like, "People with regular jobs might only be able to comment in the early morning, and it's unfair to dismiss every differing opinion as a bot." Furthermore, much of the narrative surrounding this incident has been repeatedly linked to the same journalists and editor names, such as Xu Meilin and Wu Longzhen. What a fucking coincidence, guys. Crazy, right? As a result, there are calls to investigate whether these two individuals have received financial influence from competing parties. Looking at the sequence of events before and after the Billy World withdrawal, it appears that organized pressure, suspicious account activity, and the potential for paid topics and search manipulation are overlapping. Wait, what is this? Let me translate this, okay? Give me a second. It's a two-person comedy routine, right? How offensive a newspaper is big. There must be more than just two people playing ultimate games. You two are the most anxious. What is this? Reporter Xu Meilin, Wu Longzhen. Wulongjian, Shumeilin, Beijing News, Beijing Daily, Beijing Daily, Beijing Daily. Okay. So it's them again. So I'm assuming that this is them again. This has to be them. I'm gonna just make sure. Okay. So ladies who bought tickets, either go to Shenbuyuan, just go to Silent Whispers, or check there. They already opened reservations. See Billy World Park Guide. You can browse other booths. You're here anyway. Can't see it. What the fuck? They're literally telling them, oh, well, since you already bought tickets, you should just go to the Silent Whispers ones. What the hell? Werewolf, I have someone in mind. That's crazy. Billy World canceled. The Japanese event canceled. World Underneath removed. Several numbers on Catch 22 outfits removed. What else is coming? Please save all evidence you can. Gather such as screenshots or proof of harassment. Report trolling accounts and are posted directly to each platform. When reporting, stay calm and attach only verified evidence. Avoid engaging directly with other parties or getting into arguments. Content sensitive for national political matters. Politically insensitive content. Okay, whatever. Additional actions you can take. Cool. So there's a call to action. Or number 4. There is not. This person is so base, by the way. Crazy. It feels so obvious something set up. It feels so obvious because we've been reading about it for almost 2 hours now. But at the time, it's like no one knows a damn thing. Right? It's passing along. Seems like there are still a lot of people who don't know what this wave of competitors has jumped in. I don't believe there's no one pulling the strings behind the scenes, right and wrong. Everyone judge for themselves. What is this? Oh. How many steps typically are involved in systematically dismantling a industry leader? Step 1, intelligence infiltration. Planting a business mole within the opponent's ranks who is well versed in market dynamics. Step 2, emotional attack. Conduct in-depth research on a target user and precisely provoke their emotions. Step 3, moral strangulation. Raise a big banner, label someone, and drag the other party down with you. Step 4, media deployment. Secure key media outlets and establish a coordinated communication matrix. Step 5, core harvesting. Activate Plan B and send people to infiltrate the core user group to harvest their data. First stage attack, preparation period. In early June, the fake Uncle Party plan was launched to plant moles within the business community. They began spreading a mixed stream of information, some true and some false. The true information was the accurate product schedule revealed by an insider. Used to build credibility, the false information was grafted negative and misleading information. By exploiting the cognitive anchoring effect, they made the public believe the false accusations entirely because the true information was confirmed. Phase 2, emotional manipulation and real-time guidance. Emotional guidance during the live broadcast on June 22nd. They deployed a large number of trolls to stake out the opponent's live stream and post suggestive comments by leveraging the bandwagon effect and emotional contagion. They drew indifferent bystanders into a preset emotional vortex, completing the first wave of public opinion campaigning. On June 28th, a second round of instigation was launched with the corporation of an insider. The mole posed as an objective viewer and made provocative remarks during the livestream, working in concert with external public opinion, precisely target users' emotional weaknesses and continually escalate negative emotions. Phase 3, Public Opinion Siege and Fatal Blow. June 29th, core action, launch a Matrix-style media siege. When a competitor proves stubborn and may seize an early advantage overseas, tactics are escalated. Rumors are spread among already incited users through spreaders, while a pre-arranged media matrix with the same IP is mobilized to create a multi-source encircling narrative from the same angle, generating a spiral of silence and depriving the competitor of any room for explanation. The core attack objective was achieved on June 30th, successfully forcing the competitor to remove competing products from the market. Phase 4, Deep Harvesting and Preventing Recovery, Strategic Cleanup Period. July 1st to July 8th, Core Action, Execute Plan B, Core User Defection and Expectation Management Attack. Infiltrate the opponent's core user group and under a false pretense, spreading false promises of inevitable recovery in the short term, while setting a specific but unattainable time frame. When a promise fails to materialize, exploit the core user's immense disappointment and sense of betrayal to trigger an emotional backlash and internal division, ultimately dismantling the opponent's core base. This is OG5. This is literally Lad's OG5. This is like Lad's OG5. Well, in the earlier phases, it was Lad's OG5. This phase is more like... This is like Valko supporters who went to the dark side, basically. Right? This is actually... Maybe I am this person. This is probably me, because I don't feel like playing Love and Deepspace at all, and it's nothing personal against Infold, but I just don't feel like playing it right now, right? So, like, even emotionally and logically, I know it's not their fault. Functionally, the game, because that's all that matters, is the game itself. Because if the game is ruined, then there's no point in me playing, even if I do like Infold, even if I do like the idea of Love and Deepspace, right? So, like, the plan is, like, to functionally cripple the game, basically. July 6th key result, the competitors' attempt to participate in the exhibition failed, and ultimately due to public pressure, they were unable to participate. The attacking party achieved its direct commercial objective of exclusive customer acquisition at the exhibition. Now, the reason why... You know what? Maybe this is all true. But I still think Silent Whispers is gonna fail in the end, because it's so... Everything is just so shady and cheap. Everything about Silent Whispers is cheap. Why would they do all of this to point... It's like putting a child on the throne. It's like you have this wise old... Okay. I mean, I guess if the child is a puppet emperor and you're actually Tencent and you're gonna, you know... Maybe it is Tencent's overall goal to eliminate Infold, put a little kid on the throne, and then manipulate the little kid or just kill him, right? They could probably do some forced takeover or something with Arcostar Games. Potentially. Buy more stakes, buy more stock or something. Slowly infiltrate the company or whatever, and then just take it over. Potentially, I don't know. And in a way, that kind of makes sense, because Arcostar Game... Like, why would you... That does make more sense, because Arcostar Games themselves, right? They're such an incompetent, cheap company. They buy their likes, like, they're so dumb. Maybe Tencent knows they're so dumb. Maybe because Tencent knows Arcostar Games is so dumb and easily exploitative and easily to manipulate, that's why they partnered with them. Honestly, potentially. Just my speculation, I don't know. Assuming they did all of this. Could be. But in the end, Infold and Love and Deepspace lose, and Tencent wins either way. Theoretically. I mean, because they probably think Ultimate games are cheap and easy to make. And maybe they're not aware of the quality of Love and Deepspace, right? Because I don't think Ultimate games are so easily replicable like other gacha games right out there. It's really easy, not easy, but it is systematic. It is easier to replicate good systematic systems like combat and stuff, but abstract topics like love and writing is much... You can throw millions of dollars at that and you can still fail. Just look at all the fucking Western devs, right? Or maybe Tencent will be like, you know what, we'll just hire the old writers. Who knows? Who knows? They'll figure it out. They'll figure it out somehow. If it's all true, by the way. Just assuming this is all true. Final outcome on July 9th. Through coordinated efforts to encircle and annihilate the enemy by appealing to public sentiment, both domestically and internationally, while the opponent was unable to speak out due to media censorship, pressure was exerted in overseas markets, core customers were lost, and key employees left the team, resulting in complete victory. Again, nobody likes Silent Whispers. A lot of Lads players, they don't like the Silent Whispers. They have great memories with Love and Deepspace as, you know, at a product. The diamond system isn't the best, and there's obviously core problems in the main story and some other issues. But a lot of people like Lads. And I guess if this is the plan, then they're failing because the overseas market is actually we keep advocating for Infold, right? This kind of operation, which has no bottom line on business ethics, will lead all overseas players and partners to receive the Chinese gaming industry as good at eternal strife and adept at underhanded tactics. Cool story, bro. I love to see it. All speculation, by the way. Great post, by the way. Media reports are related to the company behind the game, Silent Whispers. They have powerful background and alliance with these media outlets are smearing and suppressing EG. This is their tactic in commercial warfare. The company has used similar tactics before. EG once accused it of unfair competition and won a lawsuit. Truly detestable, dirty company. Right. Because Arcostar Games have been sued. We have the right here. So they're a partner with Tencent, which has a strategic partnership with Weibo. We know this to be confirmed because it's in blue. And the blue legend, where's the blue legend? The blue legend means that this is confirmed. The blue lines are confirmed, right? Translated this earlier. What is this? Let me translate this. If only I spoke Chinese, this video would be like 30 minutes faster, okay? Where is it? There's don't give up. It's not that Paper Games didn't choose us. It's that Paper Games can only survive by sacrificing Valko. Our rival game, Silent Whispers, has bombarded Paper Games with over 100 media outlets in Beijing. Today, Little Wolf didn't return, and 2 more Beijing media outlets are using inviting the wolf into the house accusation to slander Little Wolf and kill any possibility of his resurrection. Can't swallow this, but our enemy isn't Paper Games, it's Silent Whispers. If we cause more trouble for Paper Games, they'll have even less ability to bring Little Wolf back. Now, in this situation, when you don't know if someone colluded or not, the best course of action, honestly, is to assume that they did. And I'm not even, like, I don't even want to, like, say, because we don't have hard evidence of anything, right? It's in my best interest to be neutral. But if you had to think about something strategically, if you're in Paper Games position or you're a Lads player, it's actually better to assume that they did and act accordingly if they did, because either if they didn't, then that's great, but if they did, then you should act like they did, and all your actions will respond to assuming if they did. And if they didn't, then it doesn't matter if you respond in a way that they did. You know what I mean? So the right play is to respond as if they did. Funny enough. Even though I don't want to insinuate that, I don't want to promote that kind of thinking, but in game theory wise, that's the best option, actually. What we're fighting now is a protracted battle. The public outcry subsides and the company still sees that Valko still has commercial value, and there's still a glimmer of hope, even if slim. Now, realistically, I want Silent Whispers to be good, even though I made a video about Silent Whispers and Billy World, and all the fucking comments are so skeptical. I thought I was mean to it, but man, my viewers, they just fucking hate Silent Whispers, okay? Burp! Listen, if it's good, I will play it. That's it. But if I don't want fucking Lads to die, bro. Crazy. Okay. We made it to the finish line. It's been tough. It's been long. Okay, so we have some more slander about the CEO. When this came out in like June 27th, right? We see some more of the slander Xiaohong Shu post when Valko was released, and they're saying that it's a self-insert from the CEO. So there we go. More slander. Good luck pulling in the CEO right here. So this was before he was announced canceled, right? People are just talking tons of shit. And I think this is an anti now. Isn't this person like an anti? A Lads OG5 person? Could be. I don't know. Maybe. Yes, they are. But honestly, all of these people are probably the same people who don't care if Valko's in the game anyways, really. Because obviously they hate Valko, right? These are all Valko haters. See what I mean? Cool. More slander. I don't know why this is here, but it's here in my video. Oh boy. We made it to the end. If you survived to the end, congratulations. You won the heart. Guys, you made it. If you finished this video, congratulations. You have a full overview of what happened. Well, you have the full overview of all the speculations that happened. We don't know for sure, right? What do we know? We're just people. Crazy. Oh my god. Has it been it's been over 2 hours?